Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Saturday, the 1st of April, still 2023, evening time here in Bangkok. It's been another hot day, but it's cooled down a bit now that it's evening. And what's going on? I was thinking, I reckon nurses must get really worried about needles and things like that. I say this because I have to give my cat a saline injection every day, sometimes twice a day, either once a day or twice a day. And so I've got quite used to using hypodermic needles. I use a fresh one each time or whatever. And but I stuck myself with a needle a short time ago. When I was trying to give the cat, and this is the second time I've done this in about 2 months. Now, for me, I know that the needle is clean. The needle just came out of the packet and it's clean, and it's not really a problem. It's not a dangerous thing or anything like that, of course. So I'm not feeling worried about it in any way. But I was thinking that medical professionals who have to deal with patients. I mean, some patients are really scared of needles or whatever. And might be doing weird things or jumping around or whatever. And if a patient has an infection and a nurse accidentally stabs himself or herself, I'm sure they get very worried until any tests appear to show that they are that they have not contracted anything dangerous. All right. I see the Bangkok Post is reporting that in Krabi, which is in the south of Thailand, they have found a new cave painting. When I say new, it's an old one. But the newspaper article describes it as being between 3,000 and 5,000 years old. To me, that seems rather those dates are rather disparate, aren't they? There's rather a long gap there. I think there's a huge difference between 3,000 and 5,000. I wish they'd get their reporting a bit more together before they report on things like that. The Bangkok Post, not exactly known for being a beacon of great news reporting. I was a columnist for their competitor for many years in the 90s. I hated that newspaper too. Anyway, let's get on with the game, shall we? Los Angeles Times. Here we go. One's across here, one's up there. There's a 1. Let's stick it in. We've got 1 blocking up here, 1 blocking up here, and 1 across there. So let's get ourselves a 1 in that square. 2 looks like that's it, because I think we've got 1s left in those squares there. Shall we just go through the numbers? Since I started on 1, I just started on 1 because that's the first thing I saw, but let's try and do the numbers, shall we? Since seems like a reasonable way to start. Okay, we've got 2 blocking these 3 squares. We've got 2 blocking this square. So in this column, the 2 must go there. It's going to give us 2s up there, of course. 2s there. A pair of 3s. 3s are there. Four across here, 4 across here. There's a 4. Okay. Okay, we've got 1 and 8, 1 and 8 blocking down here, so we've got 1 and 8 in these squares here. What does it mean? 1 and 8 is here. What do we know about 3s up here? We've got 3s in those squares, 3. 4s are somewhere there. And 5s are somewhere there. This is 4 and 5. 6s will be here. So 6 up there. 6. Oh, don't really know much else about 6 though. Ah, 9, that'll do. So we've got 9 in these squares. We have 9 in these squares because this is 1 and 8, 9 blocks down here, 9 across here. So then 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking up here, and 9 across here. That puts a 9 into that square. And then what did I just say down here before? 6s, wasn't it? 6 blocks down here. Yeah, so 6 blocking up here, and then 6 will be in one of these 3 squares blocking up there, so that will be our 6. And here we'll be left with 3 and 5, so 3 blocks across here, here's our 3, and that will be our 5. Missing numbers down here are 4, 5. I like that because I see those in the same row. 4, 5, and 7. So then that's got to be a 7 because of the 4, 5 in the bottom row there. So this was 4, 5. This I said was 1 and 8, didn't I? So 1, 8, 4, 5. So this is 3, 6, 9. So then 3 blocks up here, and 3 blocks across here and across here. So that will be our 3. Right, this is 1 and 8, so this is 5 and 7, right? Okay. Okay, we've got 5 across here and 5 up here, so that puts 5 in one of these 2 squares, blocking down here. So that will give us a 5 in that square there. 5 blocks down here and across here, that will be our 5, and then we can fill in the 7 here, which is what we need for that column rather, knowing that this was 1 and 8 down here. Okay. Alright, this is taking a long time, so I won't let it go on for too much longer. Okay, we have 8 blocking this square and we have 8 blocking this square, so that's got to be an 8 here. We have 2 blocking this square, so that's the 2 in this column, and down here we'll be left with a 6. Okay, 4 blocks this square and 3 blocks this square, so this square is neither 4 nor 3, which will have to go in those squares. This will have to be the other thing, which is going to be a 2. Let's go through very quickly, see if I can see anything unusual. I do know, by the way, that 2s are in those squares and those squares. got something. 8 in there, and the last number is a 1 because we had 1 and 8 down here, didn't we? Okay, so now 1 across here and across here and down here and down here gives us a 1 in that square, and that's our first completed digit. Oh, thank goodness for that. It's taking a long time to get anywhere. 2 across here, 2 across here, 2 down here. That puts 2 in that square there. Now 2 and 4 in this column puts 2 and 4 into the as a pair here and here. So we have 2 and 4 just there. Is that going to help us? Yes, because now we can see that 5s block across like this, so that's got to be a 5. We can also see that 6s will be in these squares. And 7s will be down here. Okay, so 7s have to be in these. These two squares are 4 and what did I say? 1 and 4. All right. No, that can't be right. 4 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 4. 2 and 4. There we go. Right, 2 and 4 in those squares. So 7, because of our 7s here, 7 is limited to these two squares here. So in this column, this square and this square can't be 7. 7 blocks here and 7 blocks here. So 7 has got to be in that square there. And now we can finish this row with a 6. Okay, so again, this is 2 and 4, and 6 and 8 block across here. So it means that these two squares are 6 and 8, which is going to give us 6 blocking across here, 6 blocking across here, 6 down here. So that'll be our 6, and then 8 across here like this. So that must be our 8. Five and 8 block this square here. We need 5 and 8 in this row still. And the other number that we need in this row, which is not 5 or 8, is a 7. So yeah, 5 and 8 block this square here, right? Not allowed in this square. 5 and 8 must be in those squares there, so that's got to be a 9, hasn't it? Let's come back over here. What did I discover? So I had 2 and 4 in these squares here, and then I had 6 and 8 in those squares, and that's done with the 6 and 8 across here now, I guess. Alright, and so what we are left within these squares is not 2, 4 or 6, 8, so it's got to be 7 and 9. Does that mean anything? Yes, it does. 9 across here and 9 down here, so that gives us a 9 in that square there. 2 blocks up here, that puts 2 in that square here, there, and this will be a 4. Three and 9 are in the same column. We need 3 6 9ers to finish this row here, so that's got to be a 6. 6 and 3 block up here, 6 and 3 block across here, so we've got ourselves a pair of 3 and 6 in those squares. So when we see the 8 blocking up here, we know that 8 is in that square, and we know that 5 is here, and we also know that 5 is there, and we know that 8 is there. 8 across here, 8 down here, 8 up here. There's an 8. This is a 6, isn't it? We worked that out before, didn't we? 6 and 8 in these two squares here. 6 blocks up here. Here's the 6. The last number to get here is a 3. Last number here is a 4, I think. Okay, and that means we need a 4 in that square there as well. And the missing number here is going to be 2. Okay, we have one more 2 to get. 2 down, 2 up, 2 there. That's the final digit, 2. Three blocks this square here. We need a 3 in the bottom row, so that would be the 3. And the last number to place here is going to be a 9, I think. Okay, we have 9 across here and 9 down here, so that will be our 9. And one more number for this column, which is 6. Let's put it in. Nine blocks up here, so that will be our 9. This will be our 7. 7 blocking down here and across there. That's the final digit, 7. Here we are looking for 3, I believe, and that 3 blocks across there, giving us a 3 here. This will be a 4. 4 blocks across here. Here's a 4. And so 5 will finish the game. That's our Los Angeles Times expert level game for Saturday. Hope you are enjoying your weekend. Please have fun and have a great time, whatever you're doing. Bye bye.